what I would like to say is this. If you're familiar with me and Ruby's story, you know it's a pretty dark story. We've dealt with drug addiction, we've dealt with suicide attempts, we've dealt with losing a lot of people close to us. We've dealt with heartbreak, we've dealt with mental illnesses, you name it, we've dealt with it. The shit that we're talking about in our songs is shit that we've been through. And I think that's why a lot of you guys are here tonight, because you relate with us.
When most people talk about Suicideboys, they talk about the sound, the darkness, the distortion, the underground cult following that rose out of two cousins from New Orleans. But their music did something deeper. It didn't just shape a genre, it connected with people who felt stuck inside their own mind. People who were carrying things that they didn't even know how to speak. People just trying to survive the day. And I know that feeling too. Waking up heavy, trying to process life before the world even starts moving, fighting thoughts you don't even always say out loud. That's why this video isn't just about their music. It's about mental health, the darkness they came from, and the transformation that followed. Their music didn't just echo through speakers. It echoed through the lives of people who were trying to climb out of their own shadows.
Doesn't happen by the time I'm 30, like I'm blowing my head off. Cause no offense to anybody who works 9 to 5, but I can't spend the rest
no
of my
disrespect.
life. The whole suicide thing is like, it's a lot of people take it as being like emo or depressed music or negative music, but it's really just connecting. It's therapy, the music.
If you're feeling depressed as fuck and you listen to that song, you definitely will feel a lot better knowing that somebody is going through the same shit, if not even worse.
Most artists come into the music industry chasing fame, validation, or an escape plan. Ruby and Scrim came into music escaping something inside themselves. In interviews when questioned, they will go on to say, being an addict and shit, I have a natural tendency to drift toward what I'm not grateful for. So that's an active practice for me. I'm going over what I'm grateful for every day. You think getting these plays, doing these tours, getting this recognition and this validity and fame, this is all going to make me feel good, right? And then you get it. And lo and behold, I felt shittier than before. I would say in the past, I always felt defeated, so I wouldn't give it that much effort. I try to look at the good things that I have to do in my life, and I realized through my addictions and through rehab that the majority of my problems stem from self-pity, feeling sorry for myself and thinking that I had the worst in the world. These lines hit hard because I think a lot of us know what that feels like. I've had days where I felt the heaviness too, where you're awake but it feels like your mind hasn't caught up yet, like you're dragging a weight no one else can see. Ruby had his own battles. Depression, self-destructive habits, years of alienation. Music wasn't a hobby, it was a coping mechanism, a place to release the pressure no one saw. And listeners felt that. They didn't hear characters, they heard people who were hurting just like them. The double-edged mirror. Suicideboys talked about suicidal thoughts, anxiety, numbness, anger, and addiction before it was even acceptable to do so in hip-hop. Ruby said it himself. People think it's depressed music, but it's really just connecting. It's therapy through music. And for many fans, it was therapy. The songs felt like smoke signals for someone trapped inside themselves. They made people feel less alone, but it wasn't one-sided. Sometimes their music was a mirror, and sometimes it was a magnifying glass. There was even times where I listened to certain songs, not because they lifted me up, but because they matched where I was. Sometimes the music feels too close. It's like narrating the thoughts you could never say out loud. That's the paradox of art born from pain. It can help someone survive, but if you're already struggling, it can also pull you deeper into a place you're trying to escape. And some fans already drowning, that raw honesty wasn't grounding, it was echoing. Their aesthetic, the angels, demons, sigils, and crosses, wasn't for shock value. It mirrored their inner world, a war between collapse and salvation. This spiritual tension is why so many broken listeners connected with them, and why some misunderstood them completely. Breaking point. The thing about surviving on the edge is that eventually it stops being sustainable. Scrim hit a breaking point, a narcotics-induced psychosis that nearly took everything from him. Months in rehab, months of relearning who he was without substances, months facing the truth he numbed for years. Addiction isn't an aesthetic. It doesn't care about fan bases or followers. It strips you down until all that's left are the parts of yourself you've been trying to outrun. And many fans only saw the music. They didn't see the cost. I think everyone reaches that moment. Maybe not in the same way, but at the point where you realize you can't live the same pattern forever. Where you either break or you start rebuilding piece by piece.
I'd like to take a second to basically piggyback off of Ruby. I want to thank you guys, thank all the artists. But I need to say this, I've been saying it every show, and I want you guys to hear it from me, straight from my heart. I think it's pretty self-evident that, you know, me and my cousin, we're fucking humans, we're people, and we struggle with a lot of shit. Be it depression, anxiety, mental health, addiction, all kind of shit. And there's a lot of days where I feel alone. Despite everything that's happened in my life, I feel like I'm not good enough. And let me tell you this. That's a motherfucking lie, all right? So, I want you guys to know, don't ever believe that fucking voice in your head, bro. Don't ever fucking believe that shit, all right? And I want you guys to know that you guys can do anything. And I'm not just talking about a fucking career. I'm not just talking about chasing your dreams. I'm talking about changing your fucking life, all right? You guys can do whatever the fuck you want, man. I promise you that. So, I should be dead, but I am not. And a big reason for that is you guys, all right? So, I just want to let you guys know, again, if y'all ever feel alone, man, or you feel like nobody understands, or nobody's going through what you're going through, please, please, please know that you got us for life, all right? We understand, we get it. And whatever you're going through, I promise you can get through it, man. We fucking love you.
That moment, the one you just heard, is where everything begins to change. This wasn't just sobriety. This was reconstruction. Learning how to walk out of their own shadow. Ruby said it clearly. I don't measure success by what I have, but by how much peace I have. Peace. Imagine how far you have to fall to realize that's what matters. Scrim talked about something even deeper, responsibility. Not wanting to glorify addiction anymore, understanding that fans were listening to every word. Healing doesn't arrive as light, it arrives as courage. The courage to step out of your old self. And that's the heart of their transformation. They didn't fix themselves, they rebuilt themselves. When you zoom out, their legacy isn't just musical. It's emotional, psychological, and human. They showed what it looks like to turn pain into a compass instead of a cage. Their early music told the truth people were scared to say. Their middle years exposed the cost of living inside that truth. And their recent evolution shows that transformation is possible, even if it's messy, slow, and imperfect. That's why people connect with them so deeply. Not because the music is dark, but because the darkness is real, and so is the light that follows. Suicideboys began in chaos. They built an empire through honesty, vulnerability, and raw survival. But what makes their story powerful isn't the darkness they came from, it's the light they're learning to walk toward. If you're watching this, and you're carrying something heavy, their story is proof that your story doesn't end in the dark. You're allowed to rebuild. You're allowed to heal. You're allowed to climb out of your own shadow. And that, more than anything, is the real legacy of Suicideboys. This your boy, Newest Devante of Luminous Frequencies. I hope you enjoyed this video. Peace, love, and light equals life. And I'll be sure to see you in the next one. Peace.